I think most of you who are watching this video right now have been asked the same question before. Why is it so easy for you to remember song lyrics, but so hard to remember passages from our English textbooks? Well, I think the answer is pretty simple. Songs are self-selected, engaging, and fun, while textbooks are usually mandatory and boring. So in this video, I'm going to share a simple 3-step method that helped me and definitely help you learn to speak English more naturally, just like learning to sing a song. Step number 1, pick the song. Start with materials that we like. Like a song, we are going for materials that we are interested in, short, that we like to repeat. And let me explain them one by one. Materials we're interested in. When we talk about interest, we're talking about the materials that we are currently consuming or the genre or types that we desire to consume in the future. Anyway, the contents that we like. I wasn't really into the cliched, cranky old dialogues in my textbook. So my choices were popular science videos, documentaries, and video games videos, and so on. They were more aligned with my interest back then. Short materials. A short material could be a short video or a small tiny piece of a longer video or a movie. I think the current prevalent short form videos are actually good choices because they are, well, short. Repetition. I would say the biggest enemy of learning English online is binging. And what we should do is watch the same clip multiple times. That brings us to the same old stereotypical criticism towards the internet. Addiction. It has so much to offer and so much to choose from, but somehow we fall into the information overload trap. Our brain, unfortunately, is not designed to remember everything in a flash. Instead, we're still operating with our very primitive machine that was inherited from our ancestors. So I recommend you check out this book, Dopamine Nation, in which the author presents a series of methods that help you combat addiction to pretty much everything. I am the kind of repetition guy. Well, previously and today. I like to watch the video clips I downloaded over and over again. Even now, I sometimes watch the same episodes so many times. Step number 2, hums. Always try to speak out. As I repeatedly watch these materials and with the help of the subtitles, I started to realize that I can fully remember certain clips of these videos. For example, it actually has something to do with the viscosity of the fluid, and basically the fluid is piling up, and I think it's really neat. So we're gonna get a little bit of a high speed of it, and after that we're going to discuss this in more details. Fluid dynamics are awesome.
It has to do with the viscosity of the fluid, and basically the liquid is piling up. So I think this is really neat. So we're gonna get a little bit of high speed of it. And then after that, we're going to discuss this in more detail. Fluid dynamics are awesome.
And that is why we can remember song lyrics years after we last learned them. Now, if we apply the same principle to English learning, especially speaking, it can make a huge difference. Even though the vocabulary and grammar seemed a little bit advanced for my previous English proficiency level, I was able to follow most of the content because I have watched them many times. Don't tell me you can't do it. Everyone can do it after 30 times of rewatching. どうせコンビニ行くんからポテト一つでも買ってきてよ。いい加減にしろ！ジャンプ返して！ As I moved on to recite them many times, I started to feel that even without subtitles and the video itself, I could recite them. It's not perfect, but I don't care. I don't care if my pronunciation is as good as the original content because I know that I will be better at my next trial. And I don't care if my grammar is perfectly correct because I know that as I advance in English learning, through classrooms, lectures, test preparation, or something like that, the gradual accumulation will come across. That's what I do. I do it every day. This is actually a study habit that coincides with what is stated in this book, How We Learn, which the author calls spacing out and interleaving. I know you may say this. Well, I am pretty afraid of doing this. I'm worried that other people might say that I'm a weirdo. The truth is, no one cares. No one cares if you're speaking English in front of other people. No one cares if you're speaking English on a pedestrian. Most importantly, you're not gonna see anyone out there once again, and why would you bother? Step number 3, diversity. So the final step is what I call diversity, which means that we need to render what we have recited with different vibes or feelings or dynamics, just like we sing a song with different tones. If I do it in a normal way, it sounds like this. In the 3rd century BCE, a letter compiled a book which was so admirable that it remained the Bible of geometries for over 2,000 years. Maybe I can try to render this sentence into a British accent, like this. In the 3rd century BCE, the latter compiled a book which was so admirable that it remained the Bible of geometry for over 2,000 years. Maybe I can render that into Indian accent. In the 3rd century BCE, in the 3rd century BCE, the latter compiled a book which was so admirable that it remained the Bible of geometry for over 2,000 years. 2,000 years. 2,000 years. 2,000 years. How can we achieve diversity in language learning, even though it is not our native language? Try all sorts of genre possible. Movies, documentaries, vlog videos, and podcasts, and you name it. With different types of input, we can actually get a sense of what different kinds of English sound like. And that's what I did. I actually know that you can do it as well, because I, as not a smart guy, managed to do it though. So yeah, that's all I would like to introduce in this video. One last word for this video though, don't worry and take your time. I think we have to undergo a sort of primitive accumulation of language before we start speaking with something wonderful and something miscellaneous. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm Shawny English here. Happy learning, and bye bye. I will see you in the next video.